My father nodded beside her, solemn, as if this was some sacred family rite. Lucy shrieked again, launching herself into their arms, sobbing out thank yous like she had just won the lottery. I just sat there, hands resting on a thin, unimpressive envelope that had been placed on my lap moments before. No grand gesture, no excited announcement, just a quiet "here" from Dad, as if he was handing me a bill. My fingers traced the edges of the envelope as I watched the spectacle unfold.
Hey, you guys. It's around like 5 on a Saturday. I've been busy. I just finished my homework, or what's due by Monday. I finished all of that, and I feel a little more confident this time around as I'm reading things. I'm like actually reading this time. I was able to coast through so many of my classes that I didn't really give statistics like my full attention. But this time around, I'm like reading, and I'm reading things over and over again, and like using, and I'm using the resources that they've provided to help us out. And I feel a little less freaked out. But I haven't actually had to do an equation yet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see. But right now, I feel like I'm on a good track. I have the 2 big assignments to do. And I am going to review and see if I did any of it last time and if any of it is correct. And then try to like kind of build off of that. And then, kind of reduce my load. Because I also received my PAX coordinator package in the mail. And I'm going to go over the handbook right now after I finish with my cryo treatment. This feels so amazing. One of you told me I was going to love it, and I do. This is like my 3rd time using this face mask. It has these like cooling cheek pads, and I love it. Like I have it on the coldest setting right now, and I'm doing the anti-aging option on here. It's just 6 minutes and then you're done. It's super good. And then and I have this pouch that has a pocket where I store the extra cheek pads and the like plugs and all of that to charge it. I store all that in this pouch, and then I put the whole mask in here. So like, I'm living for this thing. I'm gonna definitely link it for you guys. The Shark cryo face mask. This thing is really dope. I'm also still going strong with my Nira, but now they have sent over the travel case. This thing is bomb. I keep right now I have the Face Laser Pro Plus in here and the Precision Pro. These are the 2 I use all the time. And then this is an extra, like you can purchase this separately. It's an extra charger with a plug. Because usually I just charge it off the USB port on my computer. And then it fits both of the machines. You can also just, if you only have one laser, you can put like the skincare in here with it. It's a good size pouch. Very, very nice. I love it. So those are the things I use. And then I use my skincare, whatever skincare I happen to be using. Most of the time it's the Nira Hyaluronic Serum and their peptide cream. And I top it off with the Bolden moisturizing sunscreen. And I alternate between dark spot serums. I have let me see. I think it's this one, yeah. It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, or I use the Ustawi, which is like a cream-based dark spot serum from another black-owned skincare brand. Something that I haven't had a chance to bust into, but I really need to do it, is my Shani Darden all over body retinol treatment. Oh my goodness. I feel like I need to like seriously jump on that, but I'm gonna wait till we move and I have like the bathroom to myself and I can just give myself like a nice little routine. So we've got one more full week here, and then a few more days on the following week before we're officially moved into our new place. Next week is going to be like a mad dash. I'm probably not going to do a lot of work. I'm going to do enough so that I can afford to live, right? But I'm probably not going to do a lot of work because school. I really need to focus. And B, we're moving. So I really need to pack us up. So I'm trying to be as efficient as possible about this. And hopefully it works out for the best. I did remind my husband that he needs to help, because he does. Got 1 minute left. And I was listening to these Reddit stories that read like soap operas. They're so unbelievable, you know, like it's just so over the top and ridiculous. I know that there are some families that display blatant favoritism and all of that and can be very entitled and narcissistic. Like, I know those things exist, but the way that these stories read, they're very formulaic. But it's cool for like when you're not really paying attention. You just want some background noise. So yeah, I've been listening to those. A couple different channels for that. This one I'm listening to today is called Undertales. And it's all like AI read, which I don't love. I tend to only listen to these when I'm going to sleep. But right now I'm about to clean the room, so I'm going to have it on when I finish here, which I have about a couple seconds left. So Marky, with 2 E's at the end, is probably my favorite Reddit reader because he actually reads the story himself, if you guys are ever interested in that kind of thing. And now we're done. And then it says here, it reminds you to moisturize afterwards. And then I press power off. It says, see you tomorrow. And when I take it off, it shuts off on its own. All done. Once the fan stops turning, I put it back in the bag. But yeah, my cheeks feel very, very cold. But I like freaking love this thing. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of moisturizer on. Again, this one from Bolden is really nice. They have their whole line is about hydration, which I love, especially at this point in my life. Mother's Day is coming up. I know we're a couple months off, but it is coming up. And I'm going to be working with Anna Luisa. So they sent over a couple new things. We've got this set of earrings. I just think these are so cute. And they've got a nice weight to them. They're not too heavy, but they got a nice weight to them. And then this really beautiful double ring. I love this bad boy. Oh my goodness. So be on the lookout for a sponsored portion of the video coming up pretty soon. Anywho, all done with that. I'm going to turn on my little soap operas and get this room tidied up because it's a hot mess. I'm also going to put away some clothes, but I think I'm going to sort through Nala's clothes while she's not here. That makes it easier because I need to get rid of the things that she can't fit or that are stained beyond washing, really purge as we're getting out of here. And I've also decided, as I was looking on IKEA, I'm going to they have a 55-inch version of my tabletop. Like I promised myself when we moved, I would replace the tabletop. I'm going to keep what my computer is resting on right now, even though it's not in great condition, but they don't sell it anymore. And I really like it. Having the screen slightly elevated is really helpful. And I'm most comfortable with that. So I think I'm going to keep this piece, even though the veneer is peeling and stuff like that. I'm just going to keep it, and it's going to look janky for a little while until I find something comparable. Plus it's additional storage. So I think that it might give me an indication of like a reference for how long 55 inches is. Let's see. This is 60 inches. This thing here, 60 inches. So my arm span is just about that. Just about. So that's what I'm going to be working with. Minus leg room for my Alex drawers. Jeez, that's going to be a tight one. Like I'm just going to have enough room to scoop my legs under there. Just enough. But I'll show you all what that's going to look like as we're doing it, of course. That's going to be part of my content until we finish decorating. And I have tripods, so I can bring you guys with me in all these different rooms. I really, really, really don't want to empty these drawers, but I actually, like, as part of the purge, I have to do it. And I also have to kind of take them apart because I know there's some stuff that's gone behind them. So I had to move these drawers completely. I know I also have to repurchase some shoe shelving because these have been worse for wear. These have seen better days. Definitely want to put a couple in our closet. Yeah. Gonna need to put a couple in our closet. And I just had a thought about that. Yeah, we're gonna need some storage in the basement because I can't, like my husband, we have such a small closet in our room that the idea of sharing it, we can do it, but I need my husband to be very practical about his shoe collection. I don't want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to look at it. It's just not attractive. And these shoe shelves, when I tell you it's on a gangster lean, child. Look at this. Look at it. You see that? You see that? And then me and Nala share the shoe organization under my desk. I'm not going to have shoe organization under my desk anymore when we move because my desk is going to be in the living room. Yeah, my desk, my like my makeup and stuff like that. I'm gonna leave my makeup in my bedroom, but like the printer, the like all my work related, like school related mail, all that stuff is gonna go in these drawers. And then so we need to figure out another solution for shoes. Nala has her own closet, so that should be fine, you know, as far as like, because I don't have a lot of shoes. I don't keep a lot of shoes. I have a summer shoe collection, which fits in a tote bag. Okay. And then I have like winter boots and a couple pairs of like sneakers or whatever. Like, I don't have a lot of shoes, but this ain't even all of them, y'all. That ain't even all of them. Where you going? What you doing, sir? Where you going? What you doing? That's what I want to know. Where you going? What you doing? And then he has a ton of clothes. He's just real big on that. You know, like, that's his thing. Like, if my thing was makeup back in the day where I had a ton of it, but I've, you know, switched gears and I've downsized considerably to the point where this is all I have left. This is it. You know what I mean? But for him, he just cannot edit himself. I don't know why. But yeah, once we get in there, like, I'm putting my foot down. Look, we're going to have to come up with something where we have storage in the basement, perhaps. Or, yeah, you come up with some kind of solution where you edit what you have. Or you buy yourself a storage unit. And go to it every season. Go to it every few months. Change out your clothes. Maybe you can do that if that's what you really want to do. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, I have like a suitcase where I keep my seasonal clothing. But I think once we move, now that I've like my body has completely changed, I don't have as many clothes. It should be much easier for me to be able to categorize my stuff. And hopefully that rubs off. We'll see. I know that we're probably going to carry that dresser with us again, even though it looks the way it looks. We're going to carry this dresser with us, and that's going to go in our room because Nala has a walk-in closet, so she's not going to need as much clothing storage. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I've been thinking about lately, you guys. Just like how things are going to configure. Did you want to come up and say hi? You want to say hello? Hello. Oh. You are such a love muffin. I freaking adore you. I'm so obsessed with you. I'm so obsessed with you. You're the best. You're the bestest baby ever. Bestest baby ever. Love you so much. Do the sugar baby. Do. You guys are gonna have a little yard. I'm so excited for you. They will be getting vaccinated 2 weeks after we move in, him and Yara, because you know it'll be time for both of them. And then they can go outside and we can go to the dog park and all the good stuff. It'll be great. And that'll give you guys some time to bond with each other. Hang out in the playpen together. Yeah. I've also decided, and I think I mentioned this to you guys earlier, that we're of course going to put together Nala's room first, because she's that excited. So I want to make sure that I have everything I need, like to hang up stuff and make sure she's good. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I need to look for that little hammock for her stuffed animals, because she has so many, you know. So there'll be some on her bed. Her big one I'll probably leave on the floor, and then she'll have like a hammock where she can hang the rest of them, whichever one she doesn't want on her bed. So she'll still have them, but they'll have a home. Right? Yeah. All right, so this shut off. Let's put it away. There we go. So there that is. And now I will see you guys later. Morning. Happy Sunday, you guys. Oh my God, I had the best weekend. I had the best weekend. So, I've started my statistics class back up this week. And so far, I feel like I'm in a good rhythm. I feel like I am understanding a little bit better. You know, I feel a little more confident. Also, Nala went to her cousin's birthday party on Saturday, so she stayed at my mom's house, and our baby cousin turned 1, so she went to that party, and I'll be seeing her today after my Papa Pal visits. I have 2 visits with the same person. It's just a drop off and a pickup. In between that, I have the pups with me. I'm gonna take them. I was gonna take them on a walk, but it is cold actually. It's gorgeous outside. Like, as you can see behind me, it's really pretty out, clear skies, all that, but it is like 33 degrees. Crazy work. But anyway, I don't know if it's gonna warm up. I really didn't look at the weather. I'm thinking, yeah, I am gonna go out of my way to get the cheaper gas. I am, yeah. I was like, I could just go to the one by the highway. No, it's like a 10-cent difference, child. I ain't doing it. So anyway, Estella, shout out to you, because she is like one of my favorite Papa Pals. I love her so much. I'm going to take her to church. And she asked me if I wanted to join her. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not a church girl. I'm just gonna be honest with myself. I'm not a church girl. I'm not gonna sit there. So I'm not gonna go, but I'm gonna drop her off and pick her up. And so I feel like I've had such an amazing weekend. I had yesterday all to myself. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to wash any clothes. I didn't have to do anything like that. So I slept in. You know, I did my homework. And then with the time I had left, I said, I'm gonna pack. And then I said, no, I ain't. No, I'm not. I am gonna sit here. Huh? I'm gonna sit here. Amen? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit my black ass down. And I ain't gonna do shit. I can't remember the last time I had a whole day where I didn't do anything. And it felt phenomenal. I mean, I cooked dinner, you know, like, you know, the regular shit. But like, I really didn't do anything. And do you see me? I feel so recharged. I feel amazing. And then this clear sky, beautiful ass day. Like, bless it. This is wonderful. I even put on just a taste of makeup, just a sprinkle. A little bit of that Jane Iredale foundation, that powder foundation on top of my skincare. And for the concealer, I'm trying out this one from Estee Lauder. Oh my God, look at me. Look at how good. So good. I think it was number 5.5 or something like that. Really nice. I love it. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go. Oh, the way I always go now. I have two options for cheap gas. And I'm just trying to think which one I want to pop over to. But yeah, you guys, like, it feels amazing. Like, I feel so new, like recharged. All I needed was a day. All I needed was a day. And now I'm back at it and I feel so good. I was like, wow, I actually need to do this more often. I need to carve out a day, one day out of the month where I can recharge all the time. I need to do this all the time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I tidied up, you know, like I did all the things that I needed to do, but I got to do it in my own time, you know, and it felt wonderful. I am right on track with work, with schoolwork, set to finish between Tuesday and the due date of Wednesday. Like, everything is done. Everything that's due by Wednesday is done already. I mean, Monday is already done. I just feel so relaxed, and I want to keep this momentum going, because starting, you know, Monday, I really am going to have to like buckle down and do the things that I have to do. I'm crossing my fingers that everything works out the way it needs to, so that I have the money for this dog. I will. I already have pretty much half to finish paying for her, and whatever I don't have, I'll just get from my husband. But yeah, we're moving in like a week and a half to our new place, and I am just so happy. So very happy. It doesn't look like the house is going to be completely vacant, so I might be able to take my time, like a couple days over April 1st to get my stuff out. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna just go to this one right here. All right, I'm gonna get my gas. I'm gonna head out, and yeah, that's a good price. Let me back into this gas pump. Ciao. See y'all later. Y'all will, you will not believe what just happened. So I just dropped off my client. And we're talking about the pups, and I let her say hi to Bella. I put Bella back in the car. And I'm going to help bring her groceries inside, just a few things. And then I come back to the car because I need to get her milk. And Bella has locked the door. I said, wait a minute, girl. Did you really just, her paw hit the lock? I said, God dang. So what am I going to do? And I'm thinking, oh, hell no. I don't want to have to call AAA and wait here and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to have to do all that. And then I said, well, the windows are cracked. So why don't I try to reach in? I can't reach it. It's not cracked enough. Y'all see that? I can't reach in. And so I said, I need something. I need a stick, something so I can hit that lock. So I go in the house. I tell my client what's happening, and she gave me her grabber, and it worked to unlock the door. I said, oh my goodness. I left the door cracked because I was like, you know what? I don't need it to happen again. So I brought her milk inside and her grabber. We finished up our visit. She's so sweet. But that just cracked me up. I said, Bella, really? every time I bring this girl somewhere, something happens. But she's okay. You know, it was an accident. She doesn't know what she did. I was trying to get her to do it again. You know, may as well, right? But everything worked out. It is freezing still. It's only 39 degrees. So I don't know about us, you know, being out like that. I was thinking about letting Bella run around for a little bit at the dog park. But I gotta get Kazi vaccinated enough so that he can go to the park. I don't want to leave him in the car. I feel like that would suck. So, and I don't want to risk getting him sick. because I know everybody's gonna want to touch him. He's so little, he's so cute, and he's so friendly. So I'm just gonna hold off for another week or two, because once Yara gets here, she's also gonna need the same type of vaccinations, because she's gonna be coming up on 12 weeks when we pick her up. Let me see, I think she's about 10, maybe 11 weeks. So once she's 12 weeks, I'll just take them both to get their shots, and then we can officially, they can officially go to the dog park. I can't wait for their first grooming at the 4 months old. Like, yeah. Speaking of grooming, he has the least density in his fur compared to his siblings, so it's really soft. It still curls, of course. I mean, you've seen him, but like, he gets matted easily on his bum where he sits, and so I have to brush that out a little more often than the rest of his fur, and he does not care for it. You guys, he's like, my butt, stop it, like crying out and everything. And I'm like, I'm not really brushing hard. I know I'm not brushing hard. I know how to brush a puppy. But his reaction to something unfamiliar or scary is to yell. And so it's not that I'm hurting him, it's that he doesn't know what's happening and he's scared. So I'm just being very gentle and letting it take as long as it needs to take, because I want him to have a good experience with grooming. And so I'll start off with a sort of wide tooth comb version of the slicker brush for him, and then I'll move into the finer one. And that seems to be working out pretty good. It looks, based on the video chats that I've had with Carol, Yara's breeder, it looks like she has more of a Shih Tzu coat than Kazi. Kazi's more poodle. So hers will be a little more like wavy, not necessarily curly. Silkier, God, I cannot wait to hold her in my arms in a week. I feel like a long time ago, I don't think I was even vlogging back when this happened, but my mom told me that a psychic told her that I would have 3 to 4 children. I said, girl, please. This is before I even had any kids. And I said, you're gonna get one and you're gonna like it. That's it. I don't, whatever it is what it is, because I ain't doing it more than once, straight up. And I believed that, and I made that happen. So now that I have like puppies, fur babies, if you will, I'm like, this is the family. This is the one right here. I have 3 fur babies and 1 human child, and that's my 3 to 4 children right there. That's what it was. So cheers to you, psychic, because this feels right. It feels like my family is complete. It feels like this is what makes sense. And when I think about Shango, for example, and I'm like, that was a lesson, right? That even though this is something that I wanted to happen, where I owned both of the animals that I was breeding, that was what I wanted to happen in that way, it wasn't meant to happen in that way. And even though like I was having a really hard time letting him go and like saying, I don't want to do that. I want to give him a chance. I want him to be at least one. And it just wasn't working out that way, because I had to look out for Bella. They were not getting along, and it was stressing her out. And, it was becoming, it was very obviously not meant to work, and I hated letting him go, because my daughter loved him, because I loved him. But what is the word I'm looking for? You have to know when to let go. Let's just keep it at that. You just have to know when to let go. And I'm so glad that he ended up finding a home and that it worked out. He wasn't in the shelter for long, not even 2 weeks. And I'm sure that he is very happy with whoever he's with, because he's just a sweet boy. And now, Bella has gone on to find her sire and have puppies, and the puppies, have been sold, and we have this little boy that is so perfect for me that I don't think I would have had, you know what I mean, if we had kept Shango. So it makes you know, things happen the way they're supposed to happen, even though at the time you might feel like, you know, what the hell is going on? What am I doing? Why did I do this? And then, you know, you're full of regret about your choices, and you're hoping you're doing the right thing. But I feel like everything has fallen into place. Everything is falling into place. And so this is what our family is supposed to be. And I never thought I'd be somebody who had multiple dogs. I liked my one dog. But I love it. It feels good. And I have decided that I would not take on the responsibility of like more puppies, like Bella having more puppies, until I finish school. So even if that means I have to wait for a third heat cycle, then I will. Okay. So, and who knows, I might change my mind at that point and say, hey, you know what? Bella doesn't need to have any puppies. We'll just wait for these two to grow up. I don't know. We'll see. But one thing's for sure is that I will not be taking that on whilst I am still in school. Because why stress myself? Yeah. We've got two definite requests for puppies from Bella for her next litter. If you all are sincerely interested in a puppy from her, just let me know so that I can determine, you know, whether or not to proceed. Again, after I graduate. So that's it for now. I'm on my way home. And I'm probably going to call my mom and let her know that she can start, you know, so I can go pick up Nala. May as well, since it's the early afternoon. All right, y'all. See you later. Hey, what's up? So I just dropped off my Papa Pal at South Coast Marketplace. And I also decided to pop into PetSmart because we're running out of chews. Enrichment for your dogs includes chews, and you know, I'm about to have 3, so running out of them is not the best idea. So I popped into PetSmart and picked up a few things. Plus I picked up some toys for Yara. So just pop this in here and I'll show you what I got. Little PetSmart haul. So for Yara specifically, I picked up a few new toys for her enrichment. This is a multi-pet squeaker, soft plush. It is a duck, an Easter ducky. And then got her this unicorn from Joyhound, which is like a ball in the middle, and then it has 2 different textures. So it has like this fluffy stuff, and then it has the arms and stuff are textured, and then it's squeaky ball in the middle, so I can bounce it and stuff. And then of course, I mean, you know, no puppy is complete without a lamb chop. And so we got an Easter themed one with a little chick. So Squeakums in the middle. Those are her toys. And then for Kazi, we got some angel eyes stuff. So I got him tear stain wipes, and I got him some capsules so he can internally and externally take care of tear staining. He's my only light dog, so he's the only one I really have to worry about tear stains with. Yara is a deep chocolate brown, and Bella is black. Can't see them. I just wash their faces, and that does it with the tear stains. But I am going to give all 3 of them the supplement because it helps with tear production as well. But the actual like wipes to get rid of tear stains and the drops and stuff like that are for him. I also got teeny greenies for all 3 of them. I like these over the ones that I got from TJ Maxx. Those, they don't seem to really get down with those, so I'm just going for the ones that really work. And then I got some Dentley shoes. Dentley's my favorite brand for shoes because they always have the stuff that's like just straight up what it is, you know, no preservatives, nothing like that. This, and they're all rawhide alternatives. This right here is fish skin wrapped twists. So this is like, I'm assuming cod skin because that's the most common. And you get quite a few in here. I mean, you get a bunch. There's, let me see if they give me a count on the bottom. 20 for 3 dogs. I'd say that's pretty darn good. And then I got some femur bones, lamb flavored femur bones. These are a good size for my small dogs because they're like this big. Then, let me see, let me put all this stuff back in here. So we got, this bag has 2 bags of chicken feet. I'm not gonna pull out all 2, but I got 2 of each. Chicken feet and beef tendon rings. Bella really likes these, and they keep her busy because they're nice and hard. And then all of my dogs like the chicken feet, so I got 2 bags of them. So because I spent over $50, I get $10 back in savings. And that's like 5,000 points when you spend 50 on merchandise, service, or donations. And then they have some other deals going on. I actually did this one right here. You get $12 back in savings when you spend 75 plus at checkout with Afterpay. So I used Afterpay just because you can get 6,000 points. Plus I'm going to get the 5,000 points back after I finish scanning this thing here. So yeah, love that because then it converts into dollars. And when I need to buy something else later on, I have, what is that? $22 in savings. Pretty sweet. I can apply that to something later on. I believe I had like $14 in savings last time when I went to get the pumpkin powder, and that helped a lot. Plus they had 20% off and I only spent $6 on that. So love it. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to pick up Nala from school and take her over to the Boys and Girls Club, and then I'm off to my plasma donation. See you later. Good morning, everybody. We're lucky to be alive, child. I almost fainted yesterday because I had apparently not eaten enough before donating plasma. And I usually just grab something real quick. But it's usually more substantial than what I grabbed this time. I will grab like a breakfast sandwich. I'll get a coffee and then I'll drink some water, blah, blah, blah. And so I just had a scone and a few sips of water. Just no nutritional value whatsoever. Because I was rushing to get there by 9:30. And then ended up moving the appointment anyway. But I still kept it moving, right? And then when I left my appointment, I went and got something to eat, right, to kind of make up for it. And I was nauseous, and so I was like eating it kind of slow. I felt a little off, but nothing that felt like immediately I could attribute it to, a decline in blood pressure. And so I get to the laundromat. I'm loading the laundry and talking with my aunt, and I just start to feel very dizzy, lightheaded, feeling like I'm gonna throw up. So then I sat down. My aunt was like, "Let me get you some water. You all right?" And I'm like, I think I'm good. I don't know. I don't feel too good. And so we're talking, and I helped her with something she asked me to help her with, and then I feel all right. I drink some water. I feel better, and then I continue. Like I go out to the car, check on the dogs, come back, put the clothes in the dryer, and then I go back to the car, drink some more water, and I haven't felt off again, not yet. And then my aunt asked me to sit in the laundromat, while she made a run. And so I'm sitting there on the stool, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I start feeling very lightheaded, incredibly dizzy, and then I feel like I can't catch my breath. I feel like I'm starting to sweat, and my hearing starts to fade. And so I'm like, oh my God, is this something I can breathe through? Or is this something where I'm gonna need some help? And so I asked for help. I said, let me err on the side of caution and ask for help, because I could pass out at any moment. I really felt like I was gonna just tip over and knock the fuck out. So I called for help, and they called an ambulance because I just could not catch my breath for the life of me. And I'm getting nervous, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pick up Nala soon. And so then my aunt ends up taking my keys, taking my car, and going to pick up Nala and drop my car off at my house. My cousin followed behind her so that she can come back to the laundromat. And then I ended up in the ambulance and went over to the hospital. They had to give me an IV because I was low on fluids. My blood pressure, all my blood work was normal. But they did let me know that if I'm gonna be donating, I really need to stay super hydrated and eat a lot of food to give myself the fuel to replenish what I'm donating. And yeah, I mean, this wasn't nowhere near my first time donating. I'm going on like my 10th time donating. But yeah, this really, I think I got too comfortable. And this was a huge wake-up call for me. So, just a heads up, y'all. Get that breakfast in. Get that breakfast in before you donate. I'm not going to stop donating because it's not the donation isn't the reason that I had that issue. It was my poor planning. And so just going forward, I'm going to give myself the time. Like, I'm not going to try to do an early morning donation so that I can have a window to get my food, get myself together, you know, make sure I get plenty of water, and take my time getting there. So from now on, I'm just going to do my donations around like 11ish, you know, at the earliest 10, right? Because I think I was trying to get in there at 9:30, and that's just not a good look. Especially since it takes about 40 minutes to get there, and Nala leaves the house about 8:45. It would just make more sense for me to give myself some time to get myself ready. So yeah, glad I'm okay. Glad I didn't actually faint, because you know, who knows when I would have woke up, child. And then I could have had a concussion, you know, because, you know, when you faint, you don't get to control which way you fall and how you fall and all that. So, I'm good. I'm good now. And I'm on my way to the laundromat because I actually had an express order yesterday. So I was supposed to have brought my customers' clothes back last night. They were all dry, and I was about to fold them. But, you know, things happened the way they did. And so I, of course, worked it out. Like, I contacted Poplin and explained what was going on. So they changed it to just the next day delivery, like a standard delivery, and let her know what was going on. So she said she wasn't going to be home. We worked out where to put the clothes. And so, you know, that's that. And I did give her a little more details because I know they probably said an emergency and they didn't really tell her what happened. So I just explained what happened. And I said, you know, I'm really sorry because I know this is your first time dealing with us, and I don't want you to think this is like normal, because it's not. Like, this has never happened to me before. But I'm going to make sure to get you your things. And so I even picked up some ribbon because I haven't really been using ribbon like I used to. And it doesn't seem like my customers care, but I want to, you know, because this is her first time, I want it to be exactly how it's supposed to be. So just wanted to, you know, give her a pretty presentation, make sure I label her bags and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was it. Today is preparation for my flight tomorrow. I have a very early morning flight with American Airlines to go pick up Yara. Yara is in Columbus, Ohio, so that's where I am going. Meeting her breeder at the airport and receiving my baby girl. And for those of you who do not remember what she looks like, I will leave a picture right next to my head here so that you can see how flippin' adorable she is. And I believe she's about 10 or 11 weeks old this week. I think 11 weeks. Because her breeder had surgery mid-month, and the flight prices worked out to where the 29th was a better weekend to come get her. And so, and that works out for us too, because, you know, a few days later we're moving, so she doesn't have to live in that house for that long. Because 3 dogs in that house is wild. You know what I mean? So, brand new home, brand new setup. Lots to get used to, but that's going to be the same for all of us. So it's going to give her a lot of patience, a lot of grace. And I have also decided that all the puppies are going to be outside being dogs. Y'all just going to have to go to the bathroom outside. I mean, I will obviously keep a pee pad out, you know, just in case we're not home for whatever reason or like whatever. But overall, we're going to convert to outdoor bathroom teams. And, gonna also start taking them to the park because it's like a block and a half away. And especially since the weather's warming up, you know, just getting some exercise in for myself and Nala. It's gonna be what's up. And that's pretty much it. So tonight when I get home, or this afternoon when I get home, I will be packing up our toiletries and anything that's on like a shelf in my room to like just kind of designate that to one bin. All the outlying stuff like my fragrances and my makeup and all that other stuff that can't be carried, I will put in a bin and have Solomon take that downstairs. Because even though I have been very, very clear about the fact that I cannot be the only one packing us up, he has not made an effort to pack up. He's like, what is there to pack up? And I'm like, I guess you'll see on the day, huh? Because I'm not moving any of his stuff. None of it. You know, load up your car. Load up your car, sir. Make it happen. Because what do you mean? Of course you have stuff to pack, especially in the basement. Now, we will still have access to the apartment because there's still somebody living there, but I want most of our stuff out, like 98% of it out. I want all of it out of the house, out of the actual apartment. But if we have some stuff in storage that we need to go through and determine if we want to keep it or not, that might be something that we can do later on, like later in the week. So we should be good to go after that though. Alrighty, I am at the laundromat. I'm gonna get all this done. Shouldn't take me too long. But yeah, I'm gonna get all this done so that I can move on with my day. Yo. I really hope that I didn't just see what I thought I saw walking down the street just now. I really hope that's not what I think I would. That mine eyes did not just see some motherfucker in blackface walking down the street. Like, it was faded, okay? So I don't know if it was actually that. But it looked like that. Like, it looked like perhaps he had gotten his ass whooped already. Because he was quite disheveled, and there were like, it looked like it was faded somehow, perhaps from fist to the face. I don't know. But he was just like walking very solemnly down the street with what appears to be faded blackface on his face. And the rest of his body, quite frankly, because it looked like it went all the way down. I really hope that's not what I thought. Like, that perhaps I am mistaken. And perhaps he was in clown makeup at some point. Or that he was making out in a coal mine with somebody who was wearing red lipstick. Either way, he looked like he got his ass whooped already. I cannot wait to no longer live over here. I'm trying to tell you, I can't wait to no longer live in Fall River. I know we're moving tomorrow and we're still in Fall River. Like, I get it. But where else am I getting a 2-bedroom newly renovated apartment for $1,650 in Massachusetts? With a backyard. And our apartment is, our building, our home that is converted into 2 apartments is owned by a Black woman. So, you know, rare miracles indeed in this town. Just a lot happening. A lot happening. I'm just really glad that I'm done with my laundry orders. I'm dropping off my laundry orders now. And then when I get home, my friend is taking Nala to the park so that her kids can play with Nala at the park for about an hour. Gives me plenty of time to start packing up non-essentials in the bathroom and the bedroom. So that's the plan for today. Then I need to pack up Nala and Kazi and get down the road to drop them off so that I can come back and make sure that I have everything I need for tomorrow morning, because it is a very early morning. I'm getting up at like 3:30 to, you know, make sure sure I've got everything, get myself, you know, together so that I look presentable, and then head to Boston to get on the plane. I am going to be making sure that my battery pack is charged and that I have my extra charger that I can plug into a regular charging port. Because I'm sure they've got that over there. You better turn tight, my friend. Because you can pay for this fender if you hit it. You can pay for it. That's fine with me. If you hit that, it doesn't matter if I got it. If I hit it beforehand, my friend, you will be paying. He looked like he was thinking about that exact same thing. But yeah, anyway, so glad that things seem to be going smoothly according to plan, blah blah blah. I have Carol's phone number, she has my phone number, and I will be texting her once I board my plane, and again once I land. And I'm gonna try not to use my phone. I'm gonna use the time on the plane to sleep. I don't have that much time. I think it's a 2-hour flight to DC, and then a remaining hour and some change to get to, yeah, I have a connecting flight, so I couldn't get it straight through. Ugh, it was driving me nuts, you guys. Well, whatever, they're short flights, so I'm actually cool with it. And I've never been to the Columbus airport. I hope it's spiffy. I hope it has like shops and stuff, you know? Not that I'll be shopping, but you know. My man's need to get off the phone. That's why you sitting on the crosswalk now. You heading back up because you wasn't paying attention to the fact you almost ran a red light, sir. People out here, I swear I don't like it here. Like, I do not like this city. That chick who tapped my passenger side front the other day, that chick, you would only say never mind if you knew you was wrong. Why are you trying to make this seem like it's my problem? I don't believe you. You look high. Okay, like, chick was white as a ghost, jumping out her car all hostile and shit. And then suddenly when she realizes that I was paying attention better than she thought, she had to reconsider. Yes, I was ahead of you, girl. No, you did not have your blinker on, sis. Even if you turned, you zoomed past my ass as if to try and get in front of me while I'm turning. This accident is your fault. Yours. If I knew you were turning, I wouldn't have turned. Like, honestly, I would have waited for her to turn if she had indicated that she was turning. But she didn't. She did not. If the damage were worse, I would say that I would have stayed and called the police. But it was so insignificant that I don't have to call the police. Like, I don't have to worry about it getting fixed. It sounds like you're gonna be taking care of yours and I'll take care of mine. That's what it sounds like. There are very nice parts of Fall River, I will say. Like any other city, there's like some very nice parts that have really pretty houses and historical houses and all that other stuff. But most of it ain't really doing hitting on nothing. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go finish doing my laundry drop-offs, and then I'm gonna head home, and I'll probably pop in while I'm packing. So I'll see you later. Hey, so let me pull this down just a tad. There we go. So I am packing up our little travel carrier for Miss Iara. Very teeny tiny, just like I wanted it. I got this from TJ Maxx for $16.99. Here's a little strap, adjustable messenger style strap. As you can see, I would more than likely do it like that. I think I'm going to carry a small purse. No, I'm not. I'm going to carry a big purse because I'm carrying snacks. And then my Stanley cup. Those are the only two things I'm going to have. And then this thing here. So I'm packing it up. It has a pouch right here. So I'm going to bring a pee pad. One pee pad. which I will likely simply wrap the seat in, the inside. So I'm gonna wrap it in that. And then I have her collar. And it's a Pusheen collar because I got it from the kitten section. It's a little Pusheen and a bell. And then it has a little, this is the one that I chose for her with the thing. It has the silencer on it to keep it from clanging against everything. And then it has her name and my number, which I will cover. But there's her name, Yara. I have a leash and collar set also from the kitty cat section. It's this really pretty motif. I'm getting her the matching collar to this, but I had initially purchased this because I was going with like a pink and green theme. So we're just going to go with that for now. Now they said I didn't have to bring any food, but I am going to bring like a treat and a toy. So I'll show you, we'll pick from one of the toys that she has. I put together a little smorgasbord charcuterie treat bag, child. We got a chicken foot. We got a fish skin chew. We have a denti stick, a little petite denti stick, or teeny greenies, sorry. And then we have one of those salmon treats that Kotzi really loves. So we got some yum yums and a blanket. Oh, nice and soft to hold my baby girl. So what I'm gonna do, zip that shut. And I'm gonna bring some poopy bags. So let me grab those. So we got 2 poopy bags. She really shouldn't have to poop that much. She's barely gonna eat. I just wanna make sure I have something just in case. So front zipper, all done. Then I'm gonna wait until I get her to lay out the pee pad. Oh, come on now, what am I doing? There we go. Stick this in here. So that's all set. There we go. And now I'm just gonna shove, where is it? It's over here. Right? No, it's right up here. I'm gonna put the blanket inside. And it's all set. So when I need to put her in, I just open it enough to let it down because this whole thing zips open. It zips open into like a play mat. So that's it. We got her bag ready. Yay. Since it's only a day trip, I'm just gonna bring some snacks. Hopefully I can, as long as they're in my purse, I can get them past security. Pre-wrapped, food is usually fine. And they just test the contents of your Stanley Cup. They don't actually, force you to toss it out. So I should be good. And that's it, friends. I will see you in the morning. I was thinking about packing right now, but it just doesn't make sense to. I don't have a lot of time and I need to get as ahead as possible with my homework because then it's going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday packing. So packing and moving. So I might do something closer to the evening after Nala goes to sleep. But right now, since I have her not in the house, I'm going to do this homework.